I know what you want. You want to know whether or not I think X-Men the anime is worth the pickup. Well, guess what? I want to tell you. So that's why we're going to get started right now with the Son of Stark reviews the X-Men anime in the Rant Show, Episode 3, Part 2. Let's get started, shall we? I know that was way too melodramatic, but I had to try to make it fun. Oh, like the shirt? Give me a better angle. Like the shirt? Serious? The Avengers. Remember what I said. See this movie. Okay? Now, anyway, been watching X-Men anime, and, hold on, I've got this other movie playing right now. I need to turn it off. Pause it. Yep. Interestingly, I paused it right on a close-up of the guy's eyes. It's kind of weird. But, at any rate, we have the X-Men anime. There you go. Pretty good. Artwork is amazing. Actually, what you see here, pretty much what you get in the show. So, let's take a look at the cover art real quick here. So, here we have the cover art. You can see, Cyclops featured very prominently here on the front. Do I even need to tell you where Wolverine is? If you can't see where he is, I'm not telling you. Everybody should know what Wolverine looks like by now. Shouldn't have to tell you. To Wolverine's left, you see a young girl right there. There she is. That is Hisako. Hisako Ichiki. A relatively newcomer to the X-Men universe. She is also known as Armor. And I'll get into why in a minute. To Hisako's upper left, we have Storm, and to Storm's upper left, Professor Xavier. Let's just take a look at Storm for just a minute, shall we? Let me get a good angle here. Just take a good look at Storm. Yeah, just let that soak in for a few seconds. Guys, say it with me. And also, to Storm's right, which will be Hisako's upper right, we have Emma Frost. I know, the Ice Queen herself. She's been in several X-Men things. She was in Wolverine and the X-Men. She was in X-Men First Class. And she's featured pretty prominently in the comics right now in recent years, too. So she's in this. I'll get into her in a minute. Then off to Miss Emma's right, we have the Beast, looking kind of beastie, just like he always does. I just want to give you a close-up of Emma like I did Storm. And I also got Hisako and Wolverine's faces in there, but I don't care. There we go. That's a little bit better. Check it. Yeah, let that soak in. Let me do a side-by-side of Emma and Storm. Yeah. Feel kind of sorry for Hisako, because, well, look at Hisako. She's cute. Admittedly, she's very cute. Kind of girl I'd go out with if she was closer to my age, because I'm not into the whole robbing the cradle kind of thing. But just look at her. She's very cute. But look at the other two female members of the crew here. Do I even need to tell you what I'm doing a comparison of here? I don't think so. But anyway, that's the team. I believe this bit of fire here above Emma's head references the Phoenix. X-Men fans should know what the Phoenix is. For those of you that don't, remember in X-Men 3, X-Men United, when Jean Grey went cuckoo became the psycho version of herself that ended up killing Professor X, yeah, that's the Phoenix, okay? That's what shows up in the comics quite often when Jean Grey just kind of goes off the deep end. And just to round it out, up top, we have the Blackbird, the X-Men's cool little ship. And then up here, the same as with Iron Man, it says X-Men, and then down here it says, in Japanese, I'm pretty sure that says X-Men. Notice something I forgot to mention here with Iron Man. 2-disc set. Okay? There's only 12 episodes to this entirety in both Iron Man and X-Men. And they felt the need to put 6 episodes a pop on each disc. I don't know why. They could have compressed it into one very easily, but I'm not really complaining. So let me give you the rundown of the story here. Just read it off the back of the box. The X-Men are reunited following the death of a teammate. X-Men fans can pretty much guess who. I'll give you a hint. Her name rhymes with Jean. And are summoned by Charles Xavier to Japan following the abduction of Hisako Ichiki. There, they confront the U-Men, that's the major enemies for this production, a lunatic cult that steals and transplants mutant organs to further strengthen their own army, and the battle for justice is on. Interesting about the U-Men. I don't know a whole lot about X-Men enemies. I know that, like, the likes of Magneto and Juggernaut and Apocalypse, they're all the top tier guys. They're the big bads that they deal with. I don't know where the U-Men rank on that scale. But they do look pretty sick in this. I do know that according to the anime, they are a mutant hate group. Yeah, they hate mutants, yet they want to collect their organs to acquire their powers. It sounds to me like they hate them because they're jealous. But, I don't know. That's racism. Go figure on that one. Speaking of racism, and I use the term racism because though the bigoted people would probably say the X-Men are a completely different species, separate from humanity, I don't think so. They're just special. You know, they're just like other superheroes. It's just they got their powers because of a mutation in their bodies that occurred naturally instead of being blown up by a bomb or being exposed to an irradiated spider or some kind of alien technology. This just happened naturally within them. So in Potentia, I don't even know if that's a real word. I don't care. It sounds cool. In Potentia, anybody and everybody could become a superhuman if the X gene kicks in. Makes you wonder, if that was true, what kind of power would you get? I'm kind of hoping for super strength and laser eyes, but that's just me. Let me give you the 411 on what we have with languages. You have English and Japanese 5.1 Dolby Digital, with subtitles in English and English SDH. Don't know what the significance of SDH is, but there you go. Special features, re-examining the X-Men, that's featurette, and X-Men, a team of outsiders, more featurettes. And that outsiders thing's bringing me back to the racist people. You are going to see some very bigoted people that are really hating on the X-Men because they're mutants. I mean, this happens as early as episode 2. This guy says there's a guy there that says some very harsh things about the X-Men and mutants in general. In fact, they find out that Hisako is not the only one who's missing. There's at least one other kid that lives nearby that also happens to be a mutant, except he's been missing for a week, and it's just now been mentioned that he's gone. His parents are that ashamed of him being a mutant. Yeah, just think of that for a second. So, yeah, X-Men, as usual, talking about racism in a subtle way. Why can't we all just get along? I really don't. I don't know. There's also Emma Frost. She's there to try to protect Hisako. She kind of has this Grinch thing going on where usually she's very cold and calculating. This time it's like her heart grew 3 sizes that day. And you actually get to see her diamond form secondary mutation manifest for the first time in this one when she protects Hisako. Usually she just has that power already and it's just on standby. This time it actually manifests, and it plays into that because other than dealing with the U-Men, the X-Men have to deal with a virus that will kill mutants that achieve a secondary mutation. So the race is on to find a cure for that too. So yeah, the X-Men have their plates pretty full, along with having personal issues like Scott reeling from the death of Jean Grey. Oops. Well, who didn't see that coming? So, and Scott Summers having his usual, am I good enough to be the leader of this team, and yada yada yada. So, final analysis, because I know that YouTube only allows 15-minute episodes, and I'm already hitting 11 minutes and 36 seconds. Final analysis. Do I think this is worth it? Like I said, Iron Man was. Yes, and this is a very interesting thing to watch back to back. And I just want to mention one thing. Wolverine, voiced by Steve Blum. Pretty much a requirement at this point. There's nobody else that can play Wolverine. Don't even try it. Nobody will work. He also looks a bit different. You'll see a cameo of Wolverine in Iron Man, and that's the way he looks in his own private anime. The Wolverine anime. In this one, he looks quite a bit different. More buff and got wilder hair. I don't know why. I know that's a different artist's take on it, but they say it happens in the same... This story and the Wolverine anime story happens in the same universe. So, my only guess is that this takes place after the Wolverine anime, and Wolverine got to hit some iron and let his hair grow out. That's my guess. So, do I think this is worth it? If you're an X-Men fan, yes. If you like over-the-top fight scenes, yes. If you like very hot chicks, yes! This is great stuff. Marvel's hitting it out of the box out of the park, knocking it out of the box with these things. I really hope they send out the Wolverine and the Blade anime so I can review that. But for now, get this, and I'll leave you with one last image of Emma and Storm. Yeah, just let that soak in. Bye-bye.